In the previous unit, we created this geometry for the Wabash-Tippecanoe confluence that you see here. So in this unit, we are going to see how this geometry looks like in the HEC-RAS geometry editor and how to read the information associated with each cross-section that we created in this geometry. So let's go ahead and save and exit this RAS mapper, and then we will go to the geometry editor. So we can do that by either using this button here that says view edit geometric data, or we can go to edit geometric data, and then you will see the same terrain that we had in the RAS mapper, and then you will see all these cross sections that we created, and you will see that associated with each cross section is the stationing that we discussed in the previous unit. So since we are not going to digitize anything, we can turn off the terrain. So to do that, you will use this button that says select layers to view in background, and then plot terrain is checked here. So let's uncheck that, and then the terrain will go away. So that will give us the clear plan view of the geometry. We can use this button that says pan. We can use shift key to pan the map like this. You can also use the middle scroll of your mouse to zoom in and zoom out. We can select any cross section, and associated with that we have all these options, so edit cross section, plot profile, and so on. So let's go ahead and click on edit cross section. You can either do that here, or you can use this button here that says edit or create cross section. So after you click on that, this is what you will see. So in the river here, you will see Wabash and Tippecanoe. So for Wabash, we had lower and upper reach. So based on which reach you want to look at, you can pick the reach. And then for each reach, we created number of cross sections, and those cross sections are identified by their station number. And as we discussed, the station number is the lowest for the most downstream cross section, and as we go up, the station number will increase. So this is how you can navigate through different cross sections in each reach. Now on the left you see the station and elevation. So that's the stationing, which is the distance from the left part of the cross section going to the right. So on x-axis you see the stationing, which is given here in the first column, and on the y-axis you see elevation, which is given here in the second column. Now you will see LOB, channel, and ROB. LOB stands for leftover bank, channel stands for distance along the channel, and ROB stands for distance along the right over bank. So these are the attributes that we saw earlier. So LOB gives the distance in the left overbank region to the next downstream cross section. Channel gives the distance to the next downstream cross section along the channel. ROB gives distance to the next downstream cross section in the right overbank region. Right now we haven't assigned Manning's n, so that's why these three cells are empty. The left bank and right bank gives the distance from the origin along the cross section here. So left is 1782.1, so this is somewhere here, and then right is 2363.7, which is right here. And then we have the contraction and expansion coefficient. By default these are 0.1 and 0.3. So if you browse through different cross sections, you will see similar information here. These numbers will be different for you, but as long as you know what they mean, you should be fine. So if you are happy with exploring the geometry, you can now save your geometry data And this is it for this unit. In the next unit, we are going to create the bridge. If you remember, our bridge was in the lower reach. So if I go to the cross section editor, so wabash lower, so our bridge was between 15780 cross section and 17044 cross section. So in the next unit, we will create a bridge between these two cross sections. So close the cross section editor, save your geometry, and this is it for this unit.